something to chew on. Something to chew on, son. Hello, Americans. Another friend, subscribers around the world. Back again, man. So, this morning, see the sun's out right now, but there's a, we got a, it's all predictions, like I always say, but we got a severe weather warning. Right now, sun just came up. I guess it's probably been an hour. So it's probably about 9:30, 11 o'clock. We'll look to see which direction it's coming from. But the warning starts from 11 today through tomorrow, and they're predicted, man, 5 to 9 inches. You know, here on the Crick Bottom, man. So what I'm doing right now, I want to try to get, I'll work on it for a while, but try to get this pile. You can see it in that. I talked about it yesterday, but that pile of length, for one thing, the bottom, man, because I put this down here, you know, before it snowed. You know, that's been there. I've been stacking on that, you know, the end part of the summer and into the fall. And so where it's sitting, there's no snow. Well, then when you have snow around it, snow's all around it, and then it starts to melt, well, then it makes a lake. So now all my bottom ones are froze in a lake. I don't know what the temp is right now. But it's chilly, but it's still nice. And actually it's supposed to warm up for the snow, but anyway, so I'm trying to get this cleared out. Then if everything goes smooth and how I'm hoping, then I'll fire up right now it's just an iceberg what I'm standing on. But if it thaws out some, I'd like to knock that. Let's see, man. Knock that chunk where Grizz is. Knock that chunk out there so that I can park up in here where I used to park. So I'm trying to get it all piled up in here. Then I'll grab some more plastic and tarp it up so that I don't have 5 or 10 inches of snow on it. Anyway, man, wasn't sure what kind of video I was going to put out today. I got up this morning and a muskrat had sent me a video. That was a pretty dang good one, interesting. Nothing I hadn't really heard, you know, talk about the shit going on in this world. But nothing really about anything I hadn't heard. And the guy that was doing it was that Missing 911, I think is what it's called. I can't remember his name. But he'd kind of put it together, dude, and he talked. Now, I'll put the link down below if I remember. And it's pretty interesting because he took all the stuff that you've heard or I've heard or we've heard, you know, over the, you know, past year. Some of it's recent, all of that. And hey, when you hear everything in one, it's like a 30-minute video, man. You hear everything at one time. It's just like, holy shit. We are screwed. But, so I was gonna do a video, talking about that crap. And, I just really ain't feeling it this morning. Feeling like doing that kind of negativity. Hoping I'll knock you off there. So, something else I've been doing, and after that, I was going to listen to some, check on like I said, I don't watch the news or any of that crap. I got rid of the Negative Nelly YouTube channels out there. I just deleted them. I ain't been listening to any of that crap. I check the headlines and stuff. And really, dude, I just, obviously, man, gonna do whatever I can and pass on a few things here and there. And if I'm in the mood to go read that Negative Nelly shit, then I'll read it. For the most part, I just want to live my little life on the Crick Bottom and not worry too much. I mean, you gotta worry. It's coming. Worry about my grandkids and my kids and my kids' grandkids' kids. Yeah, sounds like my lifeline. It's lifeline. So, anyway, what I was getting at. Oh, dude, that one looks wet. What I was getting at is, I really don't know what I was getting at. Yesterday, can't remember why or what, or we're looking for a picture or something, but I've been going through a lot of old pictures, man. I shared some over at Patreon and around, and man, and them old pictures, man, my tribe, my kids when they're kids, and back in the motorhome days, and me and Kitty were just kids and all that, man. It seems like a blink of an eye, man. I'll share one here. I'll share a couple through this video. We'll pop in and out. Yesterday, man, I came across some pictures of Canyon, my Raven. Well, I was his, actually. And, man, the stories and the memories, man. The memories that come back with that old bird. So awesome, man. Man, one time we were up, we got caught up in a storm. Because we lived in a motorhome, traveled around doing flea markets and antique shows. We were caught up on, I have to ask Kitty what that, dude, I can't remember the pass, but the big pass up above Bend, Oregon. Caught up there in a storm, man, and we were in it, man. It was like the lightning and everything. We were in. I mean, I can't even describe it. Old Red was following us. Man, check out this picture of Old Red. But stuck up on that pass, and man, I ran over because Red was in the a camp spot. We were in a campground, and it was like hell rain. It was big, man, and just insanity. I mean, we were literally in the storm. The thunder and lightning sounds completely indescribable, and they happened at the same exact time too. It was such a dangerous place to be. Well, I took off out of my motorhome, ran over to Red's, and then we're standing in the door watching, and Kitty and the kids are in our motorhome, and it's all dude, it was surreal, man. It's undescribable. It was the craziest. But anyway, what I was getting at, Okeechobee Pass up there. That's what it was. Pretty sure that's what it is. Great place for crawfish. Man, we were catching crawfish. Man, we put the crawfish, you know, we had Canyon, or the Raven. And he'd be flying around, and we were catching crawfish. This crick up there, man, they were like big ones, man. They were like lobsters, man. We were doing catfish broil. And we'd catch these in, or catfish, a crawfish boil. And anyway, I had a water pan, you know, where I'd rinse them out and stuff. And man, I'd throw one at a time into the, you know, it was a wash pan. And old Canyon, he's flying around and stuff, and he'd just come down, just nail that thing, fly off with it, man. He was so, dude, that bird was so awesome. And the part that I was getting at on that thing is I'll never forget, it was the day after the storm. We spent, I don't know, a week or so up there. And it was the day after the storm, and man, it was, you know, it was summertime or into summertime. It was like misty, and I was coming out of the motorhome, and car was headed down to the creek, either fishing or crawfishing, and it was like this surreal moment, you know, the mountains and the trees and the fogginess or whatever, and she is walking, and Canyon's flying like just up above, probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet maybe above her, and all you had to do is do this, man. And so she's walking down. You know, this is my daughter. She's like, Cara was probably, man, I don't even know, 7 or 8 years old, maybe a little bit. No, about that. And man, she goes like that, and Canyon, you know, just flies down. And it's just the backdrop of it was just amazing. Flies down, lands on her arm, man. And gosh, I wish I'd have had. You know, back then you weren't able to just whip out your phone and take a picture back then. I'm happy that we have as many pictures as we do, because we don't have a lot of them. Check out this one of Canyon coming in. When we get ready to go, all I had to do, man, is come on, Canyon, because I never clipped his wings, nothing, man. He just came along. I've told the story before. You can go back on our videos. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. But I said, come on, Canyon. And he'd either come in my driver's window on the motorhome, or he'd come in the side window. Here's a picture of him coming in. From outside, he'd just come in, and said he traveled 3,000 miles with us. Man, I miss that bird. Yeah, another story, which I'll put a couple pictures in, or a picture in here, is we love that bird, the old Canyon. Well, Canyon didn't much care for Red, and he didn't much care for that bird. Here's a picture of him, and this is how they got along. So, the other thing that old Canyon would do, and the picture of Canyon squawking at him, that was we were headed to set up in Sumter, Oregon. At that time, we were up above, what is that called up there? Unity National Forest, I think, or something like that. Headed into Sumter, Oregon. Camped out there for a week or two, and anyway, we get to Sumter and get set up, and you know, we set up here, and then Red sat quite a ways. Once everybody got set up, you couldn't even see his place, but he set up with his canopies and stuff. And like I said, old Canyon, he didn't like Red. And he'd go and fly over, and he would poop all over, because, you know, we had our flea market canopies, and he would poop all over Red's canopies, and Red would be out there yelling at him. And then he'd swoop down into the canopies, and he'd grab stuff, shiny objects, off of her table, and just fly off with them. I have no idea where he took the stuff or what he did with it, but he'd steal Red's crap all the time, man. Red would like to pull out a shotgun and took care of him. It was great. What I'm doing right now is in between, man, when the storms and stuff like that's hitting. But it is picking up the planks. Close your eyes, man, and get down there and get. Kids left a bunch of crap down there. I was gonna make a clean up. But I lift up the planks because the snow's supposed to come, and then under the planks, man, you know, if you got water flooding, you put a plank or a, you know, to walk over to get through the flooding or the puddles, whatever it may be. Is now that the snow's coming again, picked up the planks, and under the planks, man, there's a sheet of ice. So then spread some rock salt on that ice. It's supposed to get above freezing this afternoon, so hopefully it'll do away with that ice there, and then it'll snow, and then when it melts, it'll flood again. They'll play the whole game again. That's just how it's done, man. So now, let's go down there. Ooh, that thing's gonna bust the tip of it out. Waste that old pan. Yeah, this is the kids doing this was their bridge, and I meant to have them clean that out. And that pan was actually over there. So. Whoa, dude, pretty deep right there. Oh gosh. Almost ate it. Basket. Got 7 eggs in there, man, and there'll be a few more. Getting about, we're actually still getting our 11 hens, 11 eggs. Happy chickens. And then we're feeding them, I should have showed it, but it's a local, when I say local, I mean Idaho, but a local, local feed. It's an all natural one that I pick up there at C&M. That is great stuff. They love it. So I'm waiting for her. I need to go and get the basket. We just had breakfast. I was telling Miss Kitty I was doing. This is kind of like a few of the stories. If you go back on our videos, we have that one, This Is Us. Actually, it was a series I started, never finished it when we got to the motorhome days. So this is almost like a revisiting This Is Us, telling a few of these stories. Man, they just make me think. And me and Miss Kitty was in there talking, and I wanted to whip out the camera and have her tell a few stories, but when they're talking, man, I'm asking her, man, and this picture right here. My all-time favorite family picture of, you know, I mean, obviously I like the ones that we're doing, you know, now that we're all getting older, but that, you know, that was, yeah, Old Red took that picture. That one was up above Tillamook, at down on the river by a rest stop up there, but, Tillamook, Oregon, and good cheese. But, I was asking Miss Kitty in there, I was like, what do you think if you could talk to them 2 kids right there talking about us? That was a long time ago. What do you think them 2 kids would think? Do you think this is where they thought that they end up? And she's all, oh yeah. Because this was, you know, having a homestead was our dream since we were in high school, since we were 15. And then did it, and then we started talking, you know, and saying how, you know, we were in the motorhome, man. As far as we were concerned at that time, was as close to living with the earth. You know, I mean, other than obviously you're driving around and stuff, but you could go places, man. It was cool, dude. You get tired of being around somebody, you just start to rig up and leave. But we thought that was the closest way you could live to the earth, but we always wanted a home base. And my dream at that time was in the motorhome, was to come have a place like this and build a cover that you could pull the motorhome in, and when you pulled up there, you went to a floor that was level with the, you know, built the floor up with the motorhome, so you still slept in the motorhome, but then you just walked out and you had like a living room and a kitchen, and you know, we always thought that was part of our dream back then. But, and then talking about it, we're like, well, man, there's a couple of, I'm like, well, dude, we lost touch with the earth or something there for a little bit, man. We ended up buying a house and thought we were buying this other place. And, you know, there was I don't know how many years, man. The kids went, you know, to public school for a little while. Man, it was like we lost touch. She's all, oh, we didn't lose touch. You know, and the one we bought a place in Meridian, Idaho that's worth a fortune now. We're still, I wish I had that to sell. But, man, me and the city limits, man, I've talked about that before. Me and the city limits don't work. But, when she's all, we didn't lose touch, man. And you ask the kids, because them kids, you know, not in the well, even in the motorhome days, we went up there too, but I mean, they grew up in Boise County, man. You know, we kind of moved up to Idaho City for a little while. I had a store up there for a season, did the flea markets up there, man. We were up in Atlanta, Idaho all the time. And any time that we weren't working, we were up in their mountains, man. That's where we thought we'd end up, was up, we looked at some places and stuff, man, which, as it turns out, I'm glad I didn't. Because we almost ended up in Clear Creek, and then up above Idaho City. But just the story, everything just starts to see, and then I just start going, squirrel, 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 squirrel. I got so many stories to tell. If you like this, let me know, man, and we'll get on some other ones and show some old pictures, and if not, then I'll just do it over at Patreon. Alright, man, so please remember to like, subscribe, and share. It helps keep the lights on, the home fires burning them propane tanks, fool. It's warming up right now. No propane going. Got the wood stoves going, huh? And I'm going to get back to work. I want to get all that wood moved over here, and then I need to go work and get some things listed, man. Check out the eBay store, the t-shirts. Katie Jo just got another t-shirt order this morning. So, man, I don't even have one on today. But check out that, and the stickers, all that jazz, man. And the Patreon, man, go to Patreon, join Miss Kitty, and we were just talking, and her and Cara are gonna start doing cooking videos again next week, but she's probably gonna put them on Patreon. So, gotta get on Patreon, man. Good Lord willing, and them creeks don't rise. We'll be back again tomorrow. See ya.